Belly Up Sports presents the 3rd and 10 podcast, your home for all things New York football Giants. Here are your hosts, Nathan Nguyen and Brian Germinaro. Take it away, fellas.
I tell you, Brian, I think this past weekend was probably the best wild card weekend I've watched in quite some time. I mean, it was so much freaking fun, man.
Yeah, we had 4 unbelievable games.
Yeah, and then
4
the
all
last
time,
two.
4 games that like I said, they're games that when you scroll past NFL Network during June and July will be on a constant loop. That's how you know it's a good game when that happens. These games will be like that.
And when they do appear, I'm gonna enjoy rewatching every single one of them, except those last 2 games.
Yeah, they always put those games. Those games cannot be shown.
Yeah, Patriots Chargers was and then Steelers Texans, that just was the worst game on the slate, because Pittsburgh was in it at halftime.
Pittsburgh was only in it because the Texans offense was so atrocious and CJ Stroud just forgot how to play football last night.
And it doesn't help that Nico Collins was, he got hurt in the third quarter, but then Christian Kirk stepped up for them. And then Houston kind of just pulled away because their defense really.
Yeah, what's they scored 30 points. 14 of them came from defensive.
On the defense, yeah. So
they really scored 15.
So,
granted, that was still enough to beat the Steelers, but once they go to New England next week and play a competent offense, even though New England's offense wasn't what we've seen all season. They'll be fine.
Yeah, that matchup's gonna be fun, and we'll break it all down here on episode 69 of the 3rd and 10 podcast. Nice. I'm your host, Nathan Nguyen. I got you, as always, joined by my guy Brian Germinaro. Happy Tuesday to y'all. We hope you guys enjoyed the wildcard weekend as much as we did. And we will break it all down here on this show. We will also discuss any updates in regards to John Harbaugh and the New York Football Giants, as there were some updates from this past weekend. And then we'll end the show with some baseball talk, as a star infielder signed with a team from Chicago.
Chicago sports fans just had a weekend.
They really did.
Your Cubs and Bears fan Saturday night might be one of the best nights in a while.
Oh yeah, it's because to sign a key player like they did, and also see Chicago.
Well, they signed a key player, and then 15, 30 minutes later, they
it was literally perfect timing. It was perfect timing.
I took the Bears plus when they were down by 15. They were plus 800. I had a $5 free bet. I'm nice. I'll use it. I threw it on it. Won $40. I'm like, this is a great night.
Dog, let's freaking go. Yeah, for me, I placed a couple of entries on Saturday. One of them with the Packers-Bears game, and then the other one was the what was the game earlier in the day? Oh, the Rams-Panthers game, and won money on both as well. So seems like both of us won some money on Saturday, which is great to hear. Definitely made the day a lot better. Shout out to my guy Josh as well for helping me out, picking some, making these entries for me as well. But this weekend, like I mentioned earlier to start the show, one of the best weekends of football I've watched. There were 3 game-winning touchdown drives out of the 6 games that were played. We had the Bills scoring a game-winning touchdown with 104 left in the game. We had the Rams score a game-winning touchdown with 38 seconds left. And then the Bears scored a game-winning touchdown themselves with 143 left in the game, I should say. So I know people joke around about sports are scripted. And obviously that's not true. But if it was, hey, these script writers, they were on fire this weekend, and I really can't wait to see what happens during these next few weeks with the divisional round and the championship round, because we officially will not have a repeat champion after what happened this weekend, and we'll break down why.
Beautiful.
I know.
Beautiful,
I loved it.
Beautiful.
I loved it. And the fact that the talks of a certain quarterback being top 5 is now over. That just
one fan base is still banging the drum for it, and it's the fan base with the lowest literacy rate in the country. So
yeah. Then again, we're talking about the same fan base that threw beer and drinks at Niners fans.
exactly, they're scumbags. They're all
Absolutely,
scumbags.
absolutely ridiculous. What's going on, my guy? Seattle, San Fran on Saturday night. Seattle's gonna be a bad house. I'm very
Yes, sir.
excited.
I
I'm
cannot wait.
very
Round 3 of
excited.
that matchup will be incredible.
Yes, and Jawan Jennings is very excited for that matchup as well, as he should be. I'm sure the Niners are a little scared, after what happened in Week
Scared?
18.
No, not scared. They're hungry. They want to go into San Francisco and prove that it was a fluke Saturday night. Not
Oh yeah,
scared.
I'm sure there's a little bit of fear because Week
No,
18 was
no. Professional athletes don't have fear. There's no fear there. They are revenge is what's on their mind. Not the fans might be scared. The athletes, no.
Fair enough. Then yeah, that's true because I remember Jawan Jennings was very excited during his interview, so I am wrong about that. But I'm looking forward to that matchup for sure. Sam Darnold looking to hopefully not
This is
show
a big
his old
test for Sam Darnold.
one.
If you want to actually get the respect that you deserve, you need to win.
Mm-hmm. He's come a long way, hasn't he? Just being trash.
He was the
with
third
Jets.
string on San Francisco like 3 years ago.
Yeah, he's come a long way, being trash with the Jets, backup with the Panthers. You mentioned the third string / second string with the Niners, and then all of a sudden rejuvenating his career in Minnesota, and then now it's been a very good starter for Seattle. I don't think we've seen a quote unquote Sam Darnold game quite yet. For those who don't know, Sam Darnold has been known for kind of having one of those like really bad games.
No, the game against the Rams, we threw 4 interceptions. That was the Sam Darnold game because that cost them that game.
That was early in the year, right? If I'm not mistaken.
No, that was like midway through the season.
Oh, okay.
It was like double digit. It was like probably week. It was in LA. I think it happened when Shadur first came in against the Ravens. So whatever week that was.
Well,
that was the Giants Packers week that happened.
Oh.
So like mid-November, like right after Dable got fired.
Gotcha. Well, at least it didn't happen late in the year because I remember it was last year.
And if we're being honest, like that game isn't always on Sam Darnold because Jason Myers makes a field goal. That game's different.
Mm-hmm. True. But if Sam Darnold, how do I say this? Sam Darnold, this is the worst time to have a Sam Darnold type of game. Because it is the postseason. So hopefully we don't see that from him regardless. And if there's one quarterback I think is worthy of winning a chip or deserves a chip, it'd be him after what he's gone through. He's on top of my list along with Josh Allen because I think he deserves a Super Bowl as well. And this is his best chance to do so. Despite him barely surviving the Jaguars, but I digress.
Mm-hmm.
But let's break it all down. Let's go game by game. We'll have some fun with it, and we'll start with the Rams Panthers. This one broke my heart. Rams 34, Panthers 31. A thriller to open wildcard weekend, my friend. Rams had a 14-0 lead early. Nakua scored a 14-yard touchdown catch, or scored on a 14-yard catch, and then a 5-yard rushing touchdown. And I thought to myself, oh God, this is going to be a massacre, isn't it? Because the Rams offense was just on fire to start. The Panthers offense could not get anything going. The O-line couldn't block Bryce Young to save their life. I think the whole game they really just couldn't, and Bryce Young had to figure things out on the fly. But Carolina, they battled back, dude. Bryce Young had multiple scoring drives. Jalen Coker really stepped up. So happy for him. Had career highs with 9 catches for 134 yards and a touchdown. I think with the amount of attention on McMillan, it kind of opened things up for Coker. And that was great to see. And for those who bet on Rico Dowdle, I'm so sorry. But for those who bet on Chuba Hubbard, you were a happy person as he led the team in rushing with 59 yards total and 2 rushing touchdowns on the night. And the Panthers took a 31-27 lead with 2:39 left in the game, thanks to a Bryce Young 7-yard touchdown pass to Coker. But then the Rams responded with Matthew Stafford hitting Colby Parkinson with a 19-yard touchdown.
Great catch by Parkinson there.
It was great in the corner. Oh, like where the pylon was, that was great. Way to keep his feet in bounds and way to high point the ball. And despite special teams issues all year long for the Rams, including that block punt we
I
saw in
thought
the
that
fourth.
block punt, the game was over.
I thought that did.
I really did. I'm
Me
like,
too.
oh, that's momentum shifting. That's the Panthers are going to take that and run with it. And
Yeah,
shout
'cause
out to the Rams, like not letting the issue that's basically kind of held them back, not held them back, but like affecting them all year, not sink their season.
Yeah, because it hurt
That's
them
good
all year
coaching. That's what
long.
good coaching is right there. And I know we're talking about Giants coaching. That's what we mean by Chris Shula and the tree right there. It's stuff like that. That's culture.
Yeah, exactly. It hurt them all year long, man. And the fact that they were to overcome that, props to them. And at the end of the day, the Rams came in the clutch and survived against Carolina. The Panthers had a chance to drive down the field to at least tie the game up, but unfortunately, Jimmy Horn dropped that pass on fourth down to seal things for Los Angeles. And with the win, Matthew Stafford passed Kurt Warner for the most postseason passing yards and touchdowns in Rams franchise history. So they are moving on, and an unfortunate end to the Panthers season. And I know for those who look at the record, hey, 8-9 in the playoffs, like you really aren't supposed to make it for it. But this Panthers team, they fought their ass off.
But if you watched them that game, they did not play like an 8-9 team. I think what we saw on Saturday night is the beginning of a special time in Panthers football. This offense clearly has something working. Bryce Young stepped up to the occasion. Like you said, Coker, the offense looked good. Going into next year, I know we want to talk about morality, like more culture wins, stuff like that. And that's kind of overblown. What we saw was it was a loss, but there were a lot of moral victories and stuff that this coaching staff, they want to prove themselves, build off the good points of that game, and go into next season being, I don't want to say the favorites for the NFC South because the Buccaneers, if you don't collapse and all that, they probably still the best team in that division. But a team that's going to give them a lot of problems, and that if the Buccaneers go through a similar collapse, the Panthers will run away with that division.
Yeah, I feel like for me, they're going to be quietly, they're going to be a consistently quiet team that makes the playoffs.
They're going to be like the Vikings when Kirk Cousins was quarterback.
Yeah, because they're a team that's like, oh, okay,
You're never going to pick them to win the Super Bowl, but you're going to expect them in the playoffs every year.
Yeah, whether it's a wild card team or, like you mentioned, Tampa does struggle like they did this year. You could see them Carolina win the division and whatnot. But no, I feel they're a quietly good team. And just like we talked about with Sam Darnold being a guy who's been battling adversity, throughout his whole career, you could say the same for Bryce Young in his young career, right? I mean, last year we saw him get benched, and we thought it was
Bryce Young's career was over. Year. At he got benched week 3, right?
It was very early in the year. Yes.
At that point, it looked like that they were moving on from him. They were going to be in the market for a quarterback, and Bryce Young was going to have to go be a backup somewhere. And credit for Bryce Young for when he got the opportunity again, made the most of it. And I know this season has an up and down, but I think the positives and what he did in the playoffs will outweigh the negative we saw from him this year.
Yeah. And there's still plenty of room to grow when it comes to his play.
He's only 23, right? He's still relatively young.
He's still very young. No pun intended, of course. I see we're trying to possibly do there. But look, and he's not the most electric quarterback, right?
But he doesn't need to be.
He doesn't need to be. He finished the year with just barely over 3,000 yards, 23 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. All career highs compared to his previous first 2 years.
If you just bring the interceptions down, I'm not saying crazy amount, but let's say he puts the same stat line up, maybe a little bit more passing yards, but with 7 interceptions, I think we're looking at a borderline top 15 quarterback.
Oh yeah, I do want to ask, with their season being over, and we do expect Bryce Young, like we just talked about, to kind of take that next step as a quarterback. What do you think the Panthers need to kind of be that consistent playoff contender or playoff? Yeah,
I would beef up the line a little bit. I know they play decently, but I always think with a young quarterback, the more time you give them, the better off they'll be. Maybe a more, who's the Panthers tight end? I can't even think of him on the top of my head right now.
Tremble. He had a pretty, nice.
He had a decent game, yeah, but maybe like kind of bring in a veteran to like
Okay.
pair with him and give like that too. And then I would invest in defense, because the offense has all the pieces. You have McMillan's wide receiver 1. Crocker show he's like going to be a decent wide receiver 2. You have the great running back tandem. Young looks good. So you see the piece on offense, and everyone takes a next step next year. That offense is going to be electric. Go in and invest in the defense and prove that defense can complement the offense nicely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's called. J.C. Horn had a pretty good game, and then he got hurt. But he's a really good cornerback 1. I think you get yourself a couple more secondary pieces. I think offensively,
like pass rusher too. Like they don't really have a big.
That's true.
Rusher.
Without Brian Burns, now it's.
I was gonna say it was Brian Burns. Like
yeah,
I'm not saying you need Brian Burns, but go get maybe that's where you lean in the draft. You look at the pass rusher. Maybe you make a trade if there's a disgruntled guy out there right now.
Yeah, get them a new Brian Burns because we're good over here with
find your Brian Burns replacement.
We love you, Burns.
Wow.
Nah, but with what you got going on, my friend?
Just okay. Katie Wu of The Athletic is reporting the Diamondbacks are in serious discussion to bring in Nolan Arenado of the St. Louis Cardinals to play third base.
That's an interesting one.
Interesting one, yes.
That was something I never thought I'd hear or say.
Nope.
Jared must be very, very happy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think
they went from trading El Marte to maybe bringing Arenado. I know Arenado is not the player he once was, but he doesn't have to be that guy in Arizona. He could be a complementary piece there.
Yeah. I think something that I will be really excited for is if they decide to bring back Paul Goldschmidt because he was a former Diamondback. So.
Well, they could sign him, bring back Arenado, so you really you got the Cardinals first.
Basically. No, but I'm really glad they're keeping Marte though.
He's such an underrated player, and maybe just like the West, like playing on the West Coast, like team players don't get the shine they do out there because like East Coast and all that stuff. Like you see the guys at 7, half the country's asleep while Marte's playing, but Marte was he was an MVP candidate in 2024 and had a good 2025. So I'm really hoping this guy gets his shine finally. Build a team around him.
Yeah. And when you think of West Coast when it comes to baseball, it's like, the Dodgers and the Giants and
it's the marquee franchise, the Dodgers. It's Mike Trout and the Angels. You think about just because of how disgruntled they are. The Padres have all the big name guys with Tatis and Machado, and then like the Diamondbacks, who are good. They've won a World Series. They've been competitive in the World Series 2023. They're just kind of an afterthought.
And then you have the A's, who are obviously the best team in the West. I'm kidding. No, definitely never.
Well, like you think about the A's for the Diamondbacks because of the drama, in a way.
True,
the A's and Rockies probably get more press than the Diamondbacks do because Diamondbacks are like that, like mid 500 team, whereas the A's, it's all the off-field stuff. It's the move to Vegas, which is just complete, what, and then it's the Rockies who were contending with the worst team in baseball.
Isn't it? What's it called? Didn't the A's get declined for?
Yes, the U.S. trademark declined Vegas A's and Las Vegas A's. I don't know what that means. I
do not know either.
So I think what it means, it's like they don't have the copyright on the name anymore, so like anyone can use it for shirts and stuff. It won't affect their move. It's just more of a like a marketing kind of hit.
I was thinking, like, do they have to like change their name?
They could.
I think they should.
Is the best. No, you say they should be the Athletic. Should be the Aces, and you can still do the A's.
That's true. Well, no, because the Las Vegas Aces, the WNBA team.
Oh, right.
So they're Okay, I can't think of one off the top of my head. What would they name themselves? The Las.
I mean, you could still be the Las Vegas. You can't do Las Vegas. It's not a trademark anymore. But like, if they were to do a redesign with like the A's logo and like a card, like a playing card, I know it's gambling and stuff, but like I think that's a home run. That's such a home run.
I know that'd be nice.
Nearing a trade. Now the trade is like nearing. Wow. Okay, Aaron Rodgers looks like he's gonna be a Diamondback.
Why was I tripping? I thought he was a free agent. Oh my goodness. This is why I need to catch up on my baseball knowledge, my friend. Gosh damn. I thought he was being like signed as a free agent. I was like, okay, cool.
I'm interested to see what the Cardinals get back for him. I'm interested to see because I don't know how much
I
money
don't,
is left.
I don't think it'll be too much though, right?
It's not going to be a lot, and especially depending on the contract he has, because he's on a big deal. So he signed a 9-year, $275 million contract back in 2019. So he's got 2 years left on it. He's going to make about $31 million over the next 2 seasons, and I'm sure the Cardinals will pick up some of that.
Okay.
They could get something. Nothing major, but I say they probably get like one interesting prospect who's like not a star, but could be like a very supplemental piece, and maybe like a player or two that are like in A ball or like a international signing prospect that's like 16 years old. It's like, yeah, he could be great if you develop him right, in 2030 or 35.
Yeah, in the future. I mean, not now, but hey,
Yeah.
what happens in the future? So no,
basically a lottery ticket. Yeah, they're gonna get like one supplemental piece and a couple lottery tickets. What they're gonna get, I think.
Well, we'll find out the full package once we hear about it, and you can always, of course, update us throughout the episode, my friend, if you hear anything. But back to Carolina. Yeah, I think their offense is set out. I think Rico Dowdle is probably on his way out. He was a bit unhappy in his post-game interview about his amount of carries or amount of touches in this game, and it was kind of a interesting running back situation in Carolina. I think Dowdle really took over to start the year, and then kind of when Chuba Hubbard got healthy, it was a work share between the two. But then Hubbard was really kind of getting more carries at some points than Dowdle. So I don't blame him for being upset. But then again, you ride with the hot hand, and on Saturday,
and if they lose Dowdle. Like, okay, Dowdle was like kind of a lottery ticket. A lottery ticket, you find. You build around Hubbard and you bring in someone else.
Yeah, because they literally re-signed Hubbard to a extension. This past offseason. So it's like
the thought was Hubbard was going to be the running back one. It was just Donald that came out of nowhere and had great gains. Like,
exactly,
right, we have to run with this.
Yeah, and you can always get yourself a new Rico Dowdle. I think Carolina, it's best for them to keep Hubbard as the RB1.
Rico Dowdle is one of the best arguments for why you don't draft a running back so high, or why you don't pay a running back. It's like you can find them.
Yeah, there's no offense to him. No offense to him, but he's not like a stud running back that you like have to make priority to re-sign.
Yeah, it's not a Saquon. It's not a Christian McCaffrey. It's not a Jahmyr Gibbs. It's not someone that could turn your offense from like an average offense to an unbelievable offense. Yeah. Like Dowdle turns your offense from like a good offense to like an above average offense.
Yeah. I think it's best for them to get themselves like a receiving back to really supplement Hubbard in that backfield. So we'll see what they do in regards to that. But
again, you can find that guy in the 5th round. Like,
easily.
We found ours in the 4th, like
I know. And we found both of ours in the 4th and the 5th round. So you know what, Joe Shane, you're pretty good at drafting running.
It does sting a little bit. I saw, and I don't know why I didn't know this. We drafted Eric Gray, and like 5 picks later was Puka.
Yeah.
Granted, who knows if Puka is what Puka became if he's on the Giants? As we've shown, we have major development problems on this team. But it's just the fact that, like, we kind of need another receiver to supplement Neighbors, and Puka was sitting right there.
Neighbors and Nakua would be sick.
Neighbors, Nakua, and Robinson. You're talking about maybe the best receiving core in the league.
Oh my goodness, Jackson Dart would be literally.
Kid in a can. That offense would be generational next year with Dart, whoever they bring in OC, probably Todd Monken. But
he's a name that I don't know. I don't know too much about him. I'll be completely honest. But when I hear that name, and according to some of the research I've done, doesn't seem like a great name to have as an OC. Am I
Right, but
mistaken?
it's a guy Harbaugh trusts, and if that's what it takes to bring
That's true.
Harbaugh in,
Whatever
I'm like,
it
okay,
takes, you
take
give
it.
him everything you want, no matter what it takes. But I do hope it works out. Because he was in Baltimore for quite some time, right? If I'm not mistaken, Monken.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So,
Mhm.
but no, shout out to the Panthers. Hell of a season, and we'll see you guys in the postseason probably next year as well. I'm banking on that.
Mhm.
And then the Rams moving on to the next round. They'll be taking on.
Ooh.
Who will they be taking on again? The Rams will be
The
taking on.
Rams will be the 6th seed. They will.
What's the other NFC team? Come on, Nate. Oh, the Bears, which we'll
Yeah, they're
talk
going to the
about
Bears.
right now.
The Bears.
The Bears. 31, Packers 27. One of the more another great
Bears
game.
Rams. Actually, I think the matchup of the weekend.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. That
You got the old offensive guru, and which is stupid to say old because McVay is probably like just like
still young. Yeah,
McVay and Ben Johnson probably went to high school together, but like you had like
dude.
the old guard of McVay being like what the offensive guru it is versus like the new hot shot.
The new hot shot, which is Ben Johnson, who I love his attitude. I just love everything about him as a head coach, man. He is exciting. I love just his attitude towards Matt LaFleur. The way he shook his hand post game. I love all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And those Packers, for those Packers fans who are like, Ben Johnson's, childish or whatever the case may be. And this is no offense to this guy because he's an absolute legend in Green Bay, but Aaron Rodgers literally was like, I still own you to Chicago fans like a few years ago. And now the fact that Ben Johnson's doing something similar to you guys, it's a problem now. All right, for sure, guys. Let's have some thick skin now. But the Bears, they pulled off probably one of the most dramatic comebacks ever in playoff history. Certainly in their franchise for sure. They were down 21-3 at half. I thought this was over, and it was 21-6 entering the fourth quarter. And I thought to myself, it is for sure over. Psych. They outscored.
I'm not gonna lie. I was like I said on the show, I went out to the bars on Saturday night. I was watching the game.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw the score at halftime, I had this weird feeling. I'm like, the Bears are not out of this game yet. I don't know what it was, but I saw it and I'm like, no, this score looks over, but the Bears are in this. The Bears are going to come back. Watch. And I would have wished I bet it then because I bet I could have got like plus 1,600 on it.
Oh my God, yes.
But the fact that when they're down 15, I roll is still pretty good for me. But I was just sitting there, I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't know what it was. Call it divine intervention, call it gut feeling, call it dumb luck, call it whatever you want. I saw that score and I'm just like, no, don't turn this game off yet. They're in it. They're in it.
Oh yeah, dude, because they outscored Green Bay 25-6 in that fourth quarter. Like that was the third largest fourth quarter comeback in playoff history. And look, every Bears fan had every right, or any NFL fan had every right to turn off that game after the end of the end of that third quarter. Because Caleb Williams, he was struggling. Only had 177 yards and 2 interceptions through the first 3 quarters. And to me, I was just like, damn, man, like he had a great regular season, and this is gonna be it for him. And then, like you mentioned, not today. He said in the fourth quarter alone, 184 yards in just that quarter, throwing the football, and the comeback began from there. He connected with DJ Moore for the game-winning 25-yard touchdown with 1:43 left in the game, and that comeback was just what's it called when you think about special teams. I don't think people realize how important that is. But the Bears' comeback was literally helped because of their strong special teams play, because they had a couple of punt returns of I think it was like 37 and 20 something yards from Duvernay, because he stepped up in a big way for them. And then you had McManus for the Packers missing a couple of field goals and an extra point, which left a good 7 points on the board. So for those who say special teams isn't important, it sure is, especially when it comes
Joe
to
Shane.
This is how important getting a kicker is. because it will cost you games like
I
McManus.
don't think he'll be making the decision for much longer though.
Who?
Mr. Shane.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, we got ourselves a boy there in Ben Salas, man. So hopefully he's
Oh
someone
yeah,
that
no,
we can.
Ben Salas is great, but like
Took him long enough to figure it out, right? I mean, they had so
it
many
took him
damn
5 years
chances.
to figure out the kicker situation.
I know.
It would take me 20 minutes.
I don't make the same mistake twice. Well, you made it more than twice.
You
made it
you
one,
made
two.
multiple mistakes multiple times.
Yeah. So, hopefully we'll see how good Salas can be. As long as he doesn't, be a Brandon McManus and miss all these kicks when it matters most.
Yeah.
I think we'll be a-okay. But Jordan Love, for the Packers, he had a great first half, 3 touchdown passes. On those
Packers
first
had a
3
great
drives.
first half. That's all you can say though.
It was just literally that second half they were struggling. They actually had only just 1 first down over 4 possessions in the third quarter. So they really fell apart. And they probably got too comfortable. Let's be honest. And Chicago took advantage of that. Romeo Doubs had a hell of a game too. 8 catches, 124 and a tutty. Matthew Golden had 4 catches for 84 yards and a touchdown as well.
Having a break, starting to prove himself, showing why they drafted him in the first round. Yeah. I like it.
All regular season long, his low-key just been absolutely just nothing. After
he had flashes, but like nothing you could write home about.
Yeah, I remember predicting the beginning of the year. I was like, "Oh, Matthew Golden's going to be the receiver number 1." Yeah, well, not this year, but hopefully next year.
I would say the next couple. I would say in 2 years he's probably their wide receiver.
Oh yeah. 1. And they have a very underrated. It's literally receiver by committee over there. It could be Dobbs.
Yeah,
it could be Watson.
That's a great way to put it. It's a receiver by committee.
There's no dominant receiver number 1, but then again, I don't think they haven't had one since Devontae Adams, like a clear number 1. But maybe you don't need one because the Packers often succeeded without that. But at the end of the day, Chicago, their first playoff win since 2010, so long. And Ben Johnson, his first postseason win. And it's the first postseason victory, I should say, by a Bears coach in their first season. So
I just thought so. Like for years, the Packers owned the Bears with Aaron Rodgers quarterback. He was the mayor of Chicago. Always said the Packers beat the Bears. What we saw every time I feel like a team needed to overcome something, they needed to like make a dramatic statement. Like when the Red Sox broke their curse. They were down 3-0 to the Yankees, and they came back, won 4 games and won. The Cubs, when they won the World Series, were down 3-1 and came back and won. Could this be the Bears version of that, where they needed to like have this dramatic comeback when they're down 21-3 at halftime? They look dead and have this unbelievable, memorable second half, or basically fourth quarter. They scored 25 points in the fourth quarter. Could this be like that version of it where it's like we remember like all these teams that broke curses and like I don't know if you would call the Packers being the Bear curse, but it's like that level of dominance the Packers had over it was finally broken thanks to this dramatic win by the Bears. I think this is that next chapter.
Oh yeah, I think so. I don't think the Bears are like the little brother anymore that gets dominated or bullied, I should say, for lack of a better term. Because like they have
official. It's official. Nolan Arenado is in Arizona Diamondbacks.
Okay. Is there a package?
There's nothing. He just passed it saying he's waived his no trade clause and he's on his way.
Yeah, there's any team you're gonna waive a trade clause for, it'd be there. I wonder what teams were on his no trade list.
I think he had a full no trade clause, so everybody.
Oh yeah. Okay. Gotcha. I was gonna say, would you waive it for the A's? Probably not. Sacramento's a great place to play a ball.
I think the teams you definitely don't waive for is like the A's, the Rockies, the Pirates.
What was that one player that had a weird no trade clause this offseason? Oh my gosh.
I know. Yeah, the guy that had like the Yankees, the Dodgers, like all them on it. Like all like the big teams. Yeah.
Was it an Asian guy? No.
No, I forgot who it. I know who you're talking about. I forgot who.
Yeah,
right. And it was weird. It's like why are like all these big market teams on it? You just not want to play in a big market.
Exactly. I have no clue. I forgot, but. Shout out to Arenado. Wish him the best of luck in Arizona. St. Louis was kind of going downhill from what I remember.
Yeah,
Anyways,
St. Louis is entering a rebuild. They need to tear it down.
Who's their best player over there? Was it? It was there? No.
No, it was not Arenado. It was Wilson Contreras. They traded him away. Brendan Donovan is still there, who's decent. Ryan Helsley was decent before he got dealt in the Mets and sucked.
Meet the Mets. Who's the best player literally in Arizona? Is it?
I'm pulling up the roster right now.
Damn, who's their pick now? Hunter Green's on the Reds, so I was tripping.
It's Nolan Gorman, Lars Newbar, Jordan Walker. It's probably Brendan Donovan, for being honest.
Oh my, yeah, this
is not the Cardinals of old, where like they were just like they had a great farm system and just always develop guys. And maybe Chaim Bloom can return to that because he's done a very. It looks like in hindsight, Chaim Bloom's done a very good job with Boston's farm system. It's like all those young players that everyone's hyping up for Boston are all Chaim Bloom guys. So maybe. But it's going to be a rough 2 or 3 seasons in St. Louis here.
Yeesh. Yeah, I was going to say I don't have much optimism for
the most consistent team in baseball, really. If you look at it over they haven't had a losing season, I think, since like the 80s. Like they were one of the best teams.
Well, they're going to have a losing season. I tell you that.
It looks like the streak is over.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna end with the lack of talent, and for sure lack of talent now in St. Louis with Arenado being gone, barring some prospect coming out of nowhere and showing out. Don't have much hope for St. Louis fans, and I apologize for saying that, but at least you guys have your Battlehawks of the UFL. So,
there's no way you just said the Battlehawks of the UFL.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to give them optimism, man.
No way. No, there's no optimism. The Blues suck. The Cardinals are falling apart, and some spring football team is not going to help things out.
Oh, come on. I mean, I'm trying. I'm trying. But I will say
spring football teams make up a bunch of has-beens and never-weres. It's not going to help things.
Fair enough. But someone who was optimistic was that Jaguars beat reporter who gave Liam Combs some words of encouragement after their loss to the Bills on Sunday.
Hey, they were in it. They were in all game.
They were another thriller, which had 4 lead changes in the fourth
I just think of Rich Eisen saying like NFL fans are not going to like the playoffs. So the Chiefs in it. I don't know, Rich. We got a pretty good start.
I was gonna say I love you, Rich. Like I do. I watch his show every day. But no, we are enjoying the playoffs without that Kermit the Frog talker, and now we won't have the guy we'll talk about next after the Bills-Jags game in it either with his weird quotes and statements and whatever the case may be. But another thriller we got in the wild card around here. Josh Allen leading the Bills to victory despite a challenging game against Jacksonville. In their home stadium. Allen had completed 28 of 35 of his passes for 273 yards and a touchdown. Not a great game by James Cook, but other guys stepped up, including Khalil Shakir, who had 12 catches for 82 yards. For Jacksonville, Lawrence T-Law, to be exact, completed 18 of 30 for 207 and 3 touchdowns, but did have 2 interceptions, which did hurt him at the end of the day. Etienne had a solid game. Parker Washington had a pretty good game of his own. He's a guy that has an argument to be the receiver number 1 over there in Jacksonville, which does kind of make Brian Thomas's future in Jacksonville a little bit murky. I know it's only been a couple of years. Yeah, it's only been a couple of years, but
you can make the argument that Jacoby Myers did outplay him, and Parker Washington is probably it's got something to him.
Really stepped up over the last few weeks for the Jags, and he was.
It's Myers and Washington's like ascent that helped the Jaguars get red hot.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, do you really think like Thomas is gonna be happy with being a receiver 3 in the pecking order? Like probably not. I know it's only been a couple years into his NFL career, but I think if you're gonna trade him, you would trade him now.
We've seen many guys have a great rookie season or have a great season and just never back it up again. Like
Yeah, because I mean,
the Jaguars themselves, Justin Blackmon. I know Blackmon had a lot of off the field problems that derailed him, but he was seen at one point to be the next wide receiver one in Jacksonville. Had one great season. Again, granted, off the field problems. I think he had drug problems too. That all derailed him. But it's not the first time we're hearing this.
Send them our way.
Yeah, Isaiah Hodgins, look at him. He had a great 1 year with the Giants, like in a very limited sample size. I think he had almost like 800 yards and just never came close to that again.
I like how we're comparing Brian Thomas with Isaiah Hodgins.
I'm just comparing 1 year wonders.
No, I get you. Jags fans are gonna kill us. It's like, no, guys.
This is not a saying that Thomas and Hodgins are the same. It's just saying that Thomas could be a 1 year wonder, like Isaiah Hodgins was a 1 year wonder. It's very easy to understand.
Without context, I think Jags fans would be killing us right now. But hey, Brian Thomas, there's a spot over here in New York. We would love to have you over here, sir. We would treat you well as a number 2 receiver, because Wan'Dale Robinson would not mind at all being a slot receiver or primary, just a main slot receiver. And Malik Neighbors would love to have a former LSU player on his team on the other side of the field. On the other side of the field, I should say. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe if Joe Shane can pull that off, I'd be pretty impressed, but we'll see. At the end of the day, though, I think everyone talks about this as Josh Allen's best chance to win a Super Bowl, and step 1 is now complete. But he's going to have to continue to be Superman, in my opinion, to lead this Bills team to the Super Bowl and win the whole damn thing. Because look, the talent around Buffalo isn't the greatest in the world outside of James Cook, who had only 15 carries for 46 yards. Like, to be honest, I expected a big game from Cook against that Jags defense, and they shut him down. And it's like, is Khalil Shakir going to be a consistent wideout and have a performance like he did on Sunday? I don't freaking know. So the only person I know that we could all depend on for Buffalo is Josh Allen. And I do think that if the Bills are going to win the whole damn thing, it's because he played his damn heart out all postseason long and he
was
did it.
Beaten up in that game.
He was. Yeah.
He's sore right now.
And they only won by 3. So it's just like, hey, he
won by 3, and like it took a last second drive for them to get back in it.
Yeah. So it's gonna be 3. He has 3 more games left if he wants to hoist that Lombardi. But if anyone's gonna do it, it's Josh Allen himself. So shout out to him and shout out to his fiance Haley Steinfeld. The movie.
If you were a loser, giving Haley Steinfeld a hard time for going to the Golden Globes instead of watching Josh Allen play the playoff game, you need to get a grip on reality. Couples work. Like,
yeah, they
do. She was going to her job, is what she was doing. She had to go work.
Yeah, because Sinners, they won an award.
There's 2 awards, I believe.
It was a hell of a movie, so I don't.
It was a great movie. Oh my god, yeah.
Damn right it was. So shout out to
I didn't know that Jonathan Majors was supposed to be the other brother.
Yeah, and then
did not know that.
That stuff happened with him.
Looked at a few months ago. I'm like, oh, I wonder.
Yeah.
Oh.
The stuff happened, and Michael B. Jordan was forced to be both.
I think Michael B. Jordan did a tremendous job.
Fantastic.
Now, when you watch the movie, like me and my friends watched it with a 4th of July party. So when you watch it for the first time without knowing it, you're a little confused at first, and then you start to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, wait a minute, hang on, who's who? oh, the 2 separate. Oh, okay.
I got it. Yeah.
All right, okay.
I love the movie. One of the best I've seen.
Oh, it was tremendous.
For sure. And something else that was great to see as well was the Niners game, right, my friend? I think a lot of NFL fans.
It was the best. It was incredible.
And I know we sound like haters, but
I have admitted many times on this show, I hate that whole city. I mean, I tweeted out the anthem of Philly haters everywhere. Cry Eagles cry after the game.
As Joe Davis once said, to beat the champ, you gotta knock him out. And the Niners knocked the defending Super Bowl champions out. Yes, sir, they did. Hard-fought battle at Lincoln Financial Field, though, at the end of the day. But,
I will say again, Nick Sirianni is such a loser. He's such a dork.
He is annoying. I will admit, he is a very annoying coach. And
he doesn't do anything.
I know.
Like,
he really doesn't.
Like, when you say McVay, it's like, offensive guru. Shanahan, offensive guru. You say a guy like, even like Dan Quinn, defensive mastermind, culture guy. When you say Sirianni, all people point to is like, oh, he's got a high winning percentage. Oh, he won a Super Bowl. It's like, well, yeah, but he's got 2 top 20 receivers, the best running back in football, and an elite defense. Anyone could win with that.
I hope this is not too far of a stretch to say, but I don't think his players like him.
No, they don't.
Like they deal with him because he's their head coach. Like it's strictly
We've seen
business.
many reports of Eagle locker room problems over the years with Sirianni being there, and a lot of them have been masked because they won the Super Bowl last year. They won the Super Bowl because of Kellen Moore and Saquon Barkley. You take those 2 away, they don't even sniff a Super Bowl last year.
A very struggling season for Saquon Barkley, if I may add, did not look the same.
No,
but then again, we love it over here. We love hearing and seeing that because the guy wanted to release his stupid Amazon Prime documentary on the same night as the Giants Eagles.
He got exposed this year for being like a fake nice guy. Everyone thought he was like this great guy, and then the Giants loss happened, and he got so exposed.
Man, hate him. Well, not hate him. They say it's a strong word, but I very much dislike him.
Despise him.
I dislike him very much.
I want to be a Giant for life, and then his mom's
but
out.
No, you didn't.
His family's out here like he wanted to be an Eagle last year. Like, we kind of figured that.
So
the Giants disrespected me. They offered you a $14 million a year contract in November, dude. You said no.
Yeah, so he's a liar, and good for him. He got what he deserved this year, struggling and not moving on in this postseason. Because Brock Purdy threw a go-ahead 6-yard touchdown pass to Christian McCaffrey late in the fourth quarter with 2:54 left in the game.
I think that was Juwan Jennings.
My apology. Oh my God. It was a Brock Purdy
Jennings trick play
to Sky Moore to Juwan Jennings and hit Christian McCaffrey. So I do apologize for that. I was tripping. So it was a trick play. Gave the Niners a 17-16 lead in the fourth quarter that they would not relinquish. Demarcus Robinson had a hell of a game himself. That I know that for sure. Had 111 receiving yards and found the end zone in the first quarter. I think that whole first drive was just mostly him. I think he had 60 of the 70 first drive yards. He was cooking Quinyon Mitchell, so all pro corner my ass. Sorry. Brock Purdy finished with 18 of 31 for 262 yards and 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions on the day. Jalen Hurts,
down day for Purdy. Yeah, it was weird. Purdy, it was kind of like the staple of his whole NFL career, where he had great moments, but he also just had just baffling ones.
He's been throwing a lot of interceptions lately. I think that's gonna bite him in the back if they're gonna lose.
It's going to, yeah. I honestly think Purdy's contract will be looked back on. It's maybe I should have waited on that one.
Maybe pay him a little bit less because he's a franchise quarterback.
I think Mac Jones could run the offense the exact same way Purdy does. And you pay him a fraction of what you pay Brock Purdy.
Do you think it's the player or the coach?
It's the system. It's the system.
Okay. Kyle Shanahan's
exactly. You put any quarterback in that system, they're going to do well.
Yeah.
Shanahan was going to handpick Mac Jones in that draft, and he got overruled to pick Trey Lance. He wanted Jones.
That is true. Hey, they're lucky to have 2 quarterbacks who can show out.
Yeah, although they'd be stupid not to trade Mac Jones this offseason. His value is so high right now.
You can get yourself some capital. You
can get yourself a decent capital for him right now. Yeah, you go out and do it. You can find backup quarterback. When you're Kyle Shanahan, you can find a backup quarterback that can serve that role.
I think you could send him to Minnesota. I think you give him.
Minnesota's a good option.
Hey, from one quarterback.
Atlanta, Arizona, Miami, potentially.
True. I really hope he gets sent to Minnesota. I think you pair him with Kevin O'Connell, who has been known in the past to be a quarterback whisperer.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be a bad
No,
choice.
no. I think that's probably. I mean, San Francisco, I think, is his ideal spot because Shanahan believes in him so much. But if he can't be, he can't be in San Francisco because the Niners are locked in with Purdy, and when you have that much hype surrounding this young quarterback, you have to move him.
You got to move him.
O'Connell's the next best option for him.
Exactly. So we'll see. But what we know for sure is that Jalen Hurts was ass on Sunday. He only had 168 yards and a touchdown. Eagles only had just 36 total yards in that third quarter alone.
Triple coverage on the game. What are we doing here?
Top 5 quarterback.
Top 5 quarterback. He's held back because his coordinator. Dude, any coordinator is not telling him to throw the triple coverage.
Come on, Doug. I get it. Was a play call bad? 100%.
Was Patullo a bad OC? Absolutely.
100%.
But I don't think Jalen Hurts, I think, is an average quarterback that if everything is perfect, could be a borderline top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, I feel so stupid for saying top 5, bro.
I think him and Dak Prescott are very similar. And that Prescott is actually, no, I take that back. Back. Prescott is I say a borderline quarterback is kind of like where he always is. He's never. Prescott can extend to that top 5. He could also fall to 15, but he'll probably always be in that 8 to 10 range.
Yeah,
I feel like Hurts is always going to be in that 13 to 18 range. Who maybe could have a season where he pops up to 9.
I just feel so stupid for calling him top 5. I was so blinded by the Super Bowl run.
I think we all were, yeah.
Yeah. I think with him,
he's a top 5 fantasy quarterback. I will give you that all day.
For sure.
Top 5 fantasy, you could make, he's not top quarterback off the board, but if you took him 3rd next year, I wouldn't blame you. I think that's solid.
If the Allens and Jacksons are off the board, then you go and get Hurts.
Alan Jackson, it was good. Alan Jackson's a country singer, very funny.
I didn't know that.
The Allens and the Jacksons that top tier, and then you probably have Hurts, Burrow, May, I think, is entering that conversation for next year.
For sure.
Stafford's going to be a guy that people are going to look at as he's not Stafford went undrafted. I think Stafford's going to be not a top quarterback off the board, but because of the age, but could make someone very happy next year.
Now here's a guy.
Yeah. Now here's a guy. I was very disappointed. I don't think I heard Collinsworth say that on Sunday.
He didn't mention Mahomes at least. Thank God. I'm kidding.
See, that shouldn't be something we point out. That shouldn't be good job, Chris Collinsworth. You didn't talk about a quarterback that was eliminated from postseason contention in Week 15.
I know. But that's just who he is, man. He's known for just mentioning.
By the way, I know we're on the Philly. Tony Romo just had a horrific performance in that Jaguars game. Oh my God! Listen to him call that game. It was listen to nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, he's slowly kind of. I really do hope, not to go crazy off topic, but I do hope Tom Brady doesn't, go towards that path and that he continues to get better.
This year
he's been getting
he's gotten better this year. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love it. Okay, so I saw a tweet that was we had Romo who was I don't know Jim, he's always known for I don't know Jim. It was so close, Jim. And then we have Tom Brady talking about how the wind affects how throwing the football is being affected by the wind, and how if you throw it a certain way, the whole I don't know if you've seen that clip yet.
Yeah. Well, that's the difference between a quarterback that won 7 Super Bowls and a quarterback that never went to a conference championship game.
9-day difference. But with Philly, we'll end it with this. They went scoreless in the 4th quarter except for a field goal, and their final drive.
Jake Elliott missed the extra point. I laughed so hard.
He missed his nose, but could hit a 61-yarder.
I think Jake Elliott might be a top 5 most hated Eagle of all time for me. I cannot stand him.
Good, because just like the other kickers who hit
It's
60
like him
yards
and
against
Boston
us.
Scott are like right there.
Oh my dude, that midget was so annoying, dog. Gosh darn. But thank God he's no longer a threat to us. Who's there? Who could be
I said
there?
1 year, I remember Boston Scott was a free agent. I'm like, the Giants should just sign him and just bench him, just so like they know they won't hurt.
Just never
Or,
have
you
him.
can't hurt us anymore.
Yeah.
Can
We
I
have you
play?
now.
No, you're not that good.
Exactly. Ye- I'm trying to think about who their next.
Paul DeYoung. Paul DeYoung is like a 150 career batting average, but for some reason when he plays the Mets, his batting average is like 400.
It's like, dog, you turn it up against us for some reason. Like, why? What did we do to you? But I will say, I won't go too far with this, but with the Chiefs dynasty most likely being over, the dynasty that happened before them could be back on the rise as
Fox
the Patriots.
Sports tweeted this out too. They did a video from Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, where he's like in the lake and he's celebrating that he survived, and all of a sudden, so like it was like NFL fans celebrating the fact that the Chiefs can't win Super Bowl this year, and then the alligator pops out, and it was like Patriots dynasty being back.
Hey, and they honestly, dude, it was an ugly game on Sunday Night Football, no doubt about it. It was
ugly, but like they were very clearly the better team. Very clearly the better team. I mean, the touchdown pass that Drake May had to Hunter Henry, he should not be that good at ball placement and throwing the football for being 23 years old. I mean, oh my God, what are we doing?
Drake May, man.
Drake May, his rushing total was 26.5. That was his over-under for rushing yards.
I know. He
got 40 in one play.
He shredded it, dog. I think he ended up with about 60-something yards.
I think he had like 65 yards, yeah.
He shredded it, dude. He was fantastic in his playoff debut. He had 268 passing yards and a touchdown while completing 17 of 29 of his passes. Did struggle a little bit early through the year, but he stepped up in that second half.
Well, also got to think about it. That's the biggest game Drake May ever played. Like,
yeah. Of course, you're going to have your struggles.
He was at North Carolina. They weren't competing for ACC championships and national titles and playoff games. They were going to the Duke Mayo Bowl. They were going to the Pop-Tart Bowl. They weren't like those are like fun games, but like it's not life or death if you win or lose. Like this was the most impactful game he's played since maybe high school.
Probably.
And even then, like he played high school in North Carolina. You could kind of be like, oh, well, I lost, but I'm on to my algebra test next week.
It's different compared to an NFL wildcard game where
The only high school game that has any similarity to an NFL playoff game is Texas.
They take it very seriously.
Texas is like huge. And then maybe like Louisiana, Oklahoma, Bama, Mississippi, like it's big, but Texas is just like the only thing that can even compare. And even then, the NFL wildcard's here.
Yeah, they take it very seriously over there in the South. Mm-hmm. So
there's a whole movie about it.
Isn't it Friday?
Friday Night Lights. Great movie.
Yes! I got it right.
Billy Bob Thornton as a head coach. Oh, incredible. I know you haven't seen it. Please, you have to watch it. It's an incredible film.
I will try eventually one day. One day I'll surprise you, be like, hey, I watched Star Wars. That may not never happen. They may not ever happen. I know.
I sent you a list of 64 movies to watch. I don't think you watched a single one on that list.
I saw I literally I can't think of the last one, but I know what it was. It was
Gran Torino.
Yeah. I love that movie. That was fun. Seeing it, I can't go too far into it. Anyways, Ramondre Stevenson. I thought Trayvon Henderson was gonna have a big game, but he got hurt in that first half. So Ramondre Stevenson stepped up in a big way. Just only had 53 rushing yards, but led the team with 75 receiving yards, including a 48-yard catch and run that helped the Patriots at one point get out of very bad field position. And the defense of the Patriots, they had their way against Justin Herbert. 5 sacks, only held him to 159 yards passing. Helped the Chargers as a whole to 207 total yards. They were outstanding. And when it comes to the Patriots next week when they play Houston, and who we'll get to wrap up this segment here, it's gonna be a hell of a game.
Jack Martinez is going back to the Cardinals. Jack Martinez.
Who the fudge is that?
He was the 8th round pick of the 2025 draft.
Damn. That just happened. What the heck?
Yeah. So this is a brand new guy. So I doubt he's not. So he's not a top 100 prospect, which we all knew they weren't going to be getting. He was not. I don't believe he was in the top 30 prospects for the Diamondbacks. So yeah, they got a lottery ticket back.
All right. Sure. I guess. I don't know. I never heard of the guy. So
yeah, it's a salary dump. It looks like.
I think like you mentioned earlier, it's one of those guys that's like, all right, 20, 28, 2029, maybe he does something. I mean, he's still early in his career.
Well, he's not that like that. Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, just a night gamer game for the Chargers, by the way. Herbert sacked 5 times, 11 hits. Was held to just 159.
Cardinals will pay 31 of the remaining 42 million on Nolan Arenado's contract. There it is.
Oh God! Oh, easy! Oh hell yeah! Good for Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah, Arizona's saying Nolan Arenado for $9 million. Yep,
I'll take that.
That's why. That's why. That's that. Yeah.
Shout out to you, Jerry. Congratulations, my friend. But shout out to the Patriots. They're moving on. I do want to mention real quick. Justin Herbert, man, he's gonna be one of those quarterbacks who's just really good in the regular season, huh? He just doesn't show out in the postseason. You think when it comes to Herbert?
Yeah, no, he's one of those guys.
I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know.
It's so sad because he's Philip Rivers. It's Philip Rivers.
Oh, that hurts.
I know, but like if Rivers was the exact same way, he had great regular season numbers, but like you look at the postseason, it's just like,
and like I can't blame him 100% obviously for the loss.
No, he played fine. It was
He just had to survive with the crap O line.
Yeah, and every play it felt like he had 2 seconds.
Yeah, so yeah, but we'll see what happens with the Chargers, but Patriots moving on, and they'll be taking on the team that...
I mean, it is the second season with Harbaugh there, so, it's still a work in progress. When they get to play with Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt again, I think we see a different result.
Yeah. Just unfortunate that Herbert continues to just be one and done. But someone who could be possibly done for the rest of the
I don't feel too bad for him. He got to go home to Madison Beer that night, How much could I really be upset for him?
Fair enough. Someone who could be done though officially for the rest of their career is Aaron Rodgers, whose 2025 season came to an end on Monday night as the Texans dominated the Pittsburgh Steelers 30-6 to get their first road playoff victory in franchise history. They helped the Steelers, Houston's defense to be exact, did to just 175 total yards, 2 touchdowns. They scored themselves and harassed Aaron Rodgers all night long. I think it felt like every snap the defensive line was just on Rodgers' ass, who completed only 17 of his 33 passes for 146 yards with 1 interception, was sacked 4 times, and they were just 2 of 14 on third down against that dominant defense. And we had Will Anderson forcing a fumble, and that was ran back by Sheldon Rankins, who is the guy you'll see in this thumbnail for this YouTube video. He returned it all the way for a touchdown, and then the Texans scored 23 unanswered points in that fourth quarter alone to just blow the game completely open. Offensively, nothing crazy, honestly, from TJ Stroud. Had 250, passing yards.
It was the other way. It was a horrific play by TJ Stroud.
Yeah, I mean, he had a touchdown and interception, but he struggled a lot on Monday night.
Fumbles,
oh yeah, for sure. He fumbled 5 times in that game. Actually,
exactly.
That's unacceptable.
The fact that Steelers can't capitalize on that says a lot more about why the Steelers shouldn't be there.
Yeah, Ravens fans are like, it should have been us. I was like, if your kicker, made the field goal, we wouldn't have this conversation. But I digress. Woody Marks had a pretty good game himself.
We also when we talk about Harbaugh in a few minutes. So
that's right. Woody Marks had a heck of a game himself, 112 yards on 19 carries for his first playoff game. Christian Kirk was the receiver that stepped up for Houston with 8 catches for
Shout out.
144. Yeah, hey. I think one guy I heard on Twitter bet $1 for Christian Kirk to be the leading receiver out of everyone in the wild card weekend, and he won like $400 because of it. So shout out to him. Lucky guy. Wish that was me. And then safety for the Texans, Kellen Bullock had a 50-yard pick six late in the game to cap the game for Houston. This now loss for the Steelers extends the losing streak to 7 under Mike Tomlin, who is, he hasn't won a playoff game in his last 7 appearances, of course, with that. And then this defeat
This is the first time the Steelers lost a Monday night game at home since the Soviet Union was around.
Long time ago. But, my friend, I know I said this was the end for Rodgers. I'm going to be wrong. I think he comes back for one more. You don't end like that, dude. Their last throw being
I know,
a pick six,
but like at a certain point, you have to, right? Rodgers is not the quarterback he once was. Like this season, like he was better than he was with the Jets, but like that's really not saying much. He was terrible with the Jets.
Yeah, but I just don't to end your
right.
career in a pick
you can't end his
six.
career this way, but I don't see any other way his career is going to end that could get much better than this.
I think if Pittsburgh runs it back with him, I don't think I would mind that. I think you just get yourself some better offensive line because you throw any quarterback with that offensive line, I don't think you're going far anyways.
But
so
like the expectation is next year that like the Ravens will be better, the Bengals will be better with a healthy Joe Burrow. So the AFC North is going to be a dogfight. This was their opportunity. Do you really trust a 44-year-old past his prime Aaron Rodgers to like be able to hang with an in their prime Joe Burrow and in their prime Lamar Jackson? I especially with the Ravens defense getting healthy again. Like it's not the Steelers, it's everyone else getting better. So like at best, they're gonna make a wild card spot, probably go and lose in the first round again.
I think you bring him back. And then maybe you draft a quarterback, but kind of have Rodgers start until that rookie is ready. And I know he may not like that.
That hasn't worked with Rodgers either. Like that causes a lot of drama too.
True, but at the end of the day, it's like if Rodgers does struggle next year, it's like, hey, buddy, like we have a rookie waiting in the wings. Like this is similar to the whole, him and Jordan Love situation in Green Bay. Like,
and Rodgers didn't exactly love that.
Reportedly. And then apparently he actually, didn't mind mentoring Love whatsoever. So maybe this could be a situation when we see that again. We'll have to see. But if this is the end for him, first ballot Hall of Famer.
No doubt.
No doubt about it. Super Bowl champion. Best quarterback in Packers history. Outside of, if you could maybe Starr. From
Starr and Favre are the two arguments, but neither one of them were as talented as Rodgers was.
You're damn right. So,
Rodgers and Favre's resumes are very similar because both only won one Super Bowl. Starr has the accolades to go against Rodgers, but like on pure ability, it's Rodgers.
Yeah. So, if this is the end for Rodgers, thank you, sir. If it's not, we'll see you back in the NFL next year. Was it the Steelers? We'll have to see. But the playoffs are now, the divisional round is now set. On Saturday, we'll have Buffalo and Denver to start the day, followed by SF and Seattle to wrap up Saturday night. Both games will be on CBS and Fox, respectively. And on Sunday, we have Houston and New England on ESPN. And then we have Rams and Bears to cap off the slate on Sunday Night Football on NBC. Quarterbacks are going to be Josh Allen versus Bo Nix. Then we'll have Brock Purdy versus Sam Darnold. CJ Stroud versus Drake May. And then Matthew Stafford versus Caleb Williams to cap off the night. So it's going to be a fun divisional round, and we'll make our predictions on Thursday. Or Friday, I should say, when we have our next episode. But, hell of a weekend. And I'm excited to see what happens in the divisional round, my friend. But we won't spend too much time in our next two segments because we are kind of going a little bit over time. But we do want to give our updates in regards to the Giants head coaching situation. According to Talking Giants, the coaches the Giants have or or are expected to interview are as follows. For those who may not remember from our last episode, we did rank our favorite coaches for the Giants to hire. And as a refresher, these are the coaches of the Giants.
Oh, Jordan Addison was arrested this morning.
Who?
Jordan Addison.
Bro, they said Jordan Belichick's Hudson.
Jordan.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought she got arrested. I was like, who for what?
No. If she got arrested, I would have done more. Oh, and AD is out for months.
Oh, Anthony Davis. Oh,
Anthony Davis out for months. Oh
dude.
my God.
Hey, the Mavs, man.
Who would have guessed trading for an over-the-hill injured star would have bite them?
Would have bite them in the ass. Only them, man.
Well, but, if everyone stays healthy, yeah, it's Anthony Davis. It's stayed healthy since the Obama administration.
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah. Hey, the Mavs are they will forever despise Nico Harrison for that trade, but not Lakers fans. We're happy, or not? We're not really happy over here, honestly. We have no role players we have no players that we can depend on, I should say, outside of Luka and LeBron James.
I feel like guys aren't going to be serious contenders until LeBron retires.
Yeah, because we'll have cap space. Oh, Austin Reeves. We love you, Austin Reeves, by the way. I forgot to mention
I feel like LeBron needs to retire, so then you could actually build the team around Luka and actually play off his strengths and kind of fill in his weaknesses.
When you're a team led by Luka,
it feels like right now with LeBron and Luka, you're kind of trying to smash a square peg through a round hole. It's it's just not. They're not meshing the way they thought they would, and the team can't mesh the way everyone thinks they can.
When you're a team led by Luka Doncic, you need two things: you need shooting and you need defense. The Lakers do not have any of that.
Exactly.
It was clear last night. I think Jake LaRavia, Gabe Vincent, I forgot who our other shooter was. I forgot, but we were 0 for 20. They were 0 for 20 as with those three guys combined.
All right.
So awful. But
Jesus.
Yeah, we'll talk about basketball another day. But the coaches that have interviewed or are expected to interview with the Giants are as follows: John Harbaugh, obviously. Kevin Stefanski has interviewed already. Mike McCarthy, I think, will be interviewed today. Chris Shula, Clint Kubiak, Antonio Pierce, Davis Webb is a name. Raheem Morris, Van Joseph, Darren Rizzi, Luke Anarumo, and Mike Kafka. No news on Jesse Minter.
I did see Kafka interview.
Yeah. No Jesse Minter or Jeff Hafley reported quite yet for New York.
I saw Jesse Minter was asked. I saw that.
Oh, okay, good.
I also saw a report yesterday that this Giants head coaching search could be wrapped up by Friday,
which would be fantastic because our guy there is mutual interest, like we talked about, between the Giants and John Harbaugh.
They had lunch on Sunday, him and Chris Mara.
Hey, how about it? Look, I know John Mara is battling his health issues, so why not send his son to get the job done?
Actually, I believe Chris is his brother. I believe we've been wrong about this for a while.
What, being his brother?
I believe Chris Mara is his brother, not his son.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think at first I thought he was his son, and then I realized, this was his brother last night when I was doing research.
Yeah, no, I think we both been wrong about it.
Yeah.
But it's Amara, you can just kind of have a 50-50 chance.
Exactly. About between things working out and things not working out, it's 50-50. But yeah, Amara went with Harbaugh for lunch on Sunday, and then they had an informal meeting at his house. That's big, an in-person visit. That's big considering no other teams reportedly have done so with him. The Falcons had a phone call. Just stop. He's not going to Atlanta, bro. You Falcons fans out there who
apparently it's down to the Giants and Atlanta are the two options.
We got it in the books then. Atlanta, what do you have in Atlanta? Bijan Robinson? Okay,
Bijan.
Sure. Okay, what else? Drake London? Okay, sure. What's your quarterback
situation?
London. You would rather work with
got some solid pieces on defense.
You're gonna work with Michael Penix over Jackson.
That's if
he does that, he will be hated by me forever. Because ain't no way you're taking that over a very promising guy in Jackson Dart, a maniac for a running back, and a borderline top 5 wideout in Malik Neighbors. Come on, bro. And we have a defense. Okay, and okay, Atlanta does have a defense too. But what I'm trying to get at is we have a very formidable pass rush.
We have a roster that can compete next year with or without John Harbaugh.
We just need
the Falcons feels like they need Harbaugh to compete next year, even in the wide open NFC South.
They need a freaking quarterback because I don't think Michael Penix is the answer. And I ain't gonna lie, and that's big from me considering I thought he was gonna be the answer over there in Atlanta. But Chris Mara, yeah, he's an interesting guy. We'll talk about a lot more about him on Thursday, because we are a little bit over time. But that's what we have right now.
Yeah. I heard what I heard. Harbaugh will come in for dinner on Wednesday. They'll have the meeting Thursday. They will offer the job to him on Thursday, and Harbaugh will accept it Friday. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I've heard.
I do want to mention something that you told me last episode, where it's like when you offer the contract to him, whether that is in his house or wherever, or if it's in the Giants facility, lock the freaking door.
Yeah, chain the door up. Do not let him.
Do not let him out that damn building. Be like, hey, we will give you everything you ever wanted.
Do you want to own the Empire State Building? We will figure out a way to make that possible.
Do you want a key to the city? We got your back. But in all seriousness, at the end of the day,
do you want a bat cave? We can make this happen.
We got you. Seriously. Look, at the end of the day, we are not the only ones interested in Harbaugh. Of course, you mentioned Atlanta.
The league's interested in Harbaugh.
Yeah, the whole league is. The Titans are a team to watch out for as well. Another source said that the Browns are a team of interest with Harbaugh. But at the end of the day, man, we have a shot to land a Super Bowl winning coach, which we haven't had since Tom Coughlin.
Mm-hmm. And it would feel very similar to Coughlin, because if you remember, when they brought Coughlin in, Coughlin had a lot of success in Jacksonville. And this was his second stint after they mutually agreed to part ways.
So, oh man, this might be the one that we've been searching for quite some time. We've gone through so many head coaching changes. I think we deserve a stable one with Harbaugh, and we pair him up with our amazing franchise quarterback who continues to show my social media feed, whether it's with his new girlfriend, who I'm very happy for him with, or it's him appearing on a YouTube video with Vic Blends, who's a famous barber. If you haven't already, go check it out on YouTube. Vic Blends. Him and Justin Herbert had a recent interview together. I don't know. I'm just so giddy that we have a franchise quarterback. Gosh damn it! And now that we possibly will have a star head coach to pair him up with, things are turning around. Hopefully, with Big Blue. So, and then all right. Last thing before we head off for the day, Alex Bregman to the Cubs. What do you got, my friend? What is big about this?
Well, this is huge. I mean, this is the Cubs. This kind of seems like – so what we saw last year with the Red Sox is he was a leader for them in that locker room. A lot of young guys kind of gravitated towards him. This is a young Cubs team, so having that presence in the locker room will do great. We don't know what Kyle Tucker's market's going to look like, so this is kind of like that plan B. Now, is Bregman Tucker? No, but he's a solid bat, and if some like the younger guys could step up, then it kind of all – works out in the end. So it's a good move for the Cubs. You gotta like what he brings. If you're Boston, you have so much egg on your face. You move Rafael Devers for Bregman, all right? Bregman was supposed to be Devers' replacement. They were supposed to build everything around him, and he walks out the door, and all these young prospects who I mentioned earlier love Bregman. So if I'm Boston, I am scrambling right now to try to because you got to do damage control on this.
Yeah, Red Sox fans are not the happiest in the world at this point in time.
Nope.
But if you're a Cubs fan, good for you.
Yeah, you'd be happy.
Good for you, darn it. But yeah, with that being said, this will do it for episode 69 of the Third and 10 podcast. A fun one. We covered up, pretty much the whole show, which is Wild Card Weekend review. But we did talk about Harbaugh, and yeah, it was a great weekend. It deserves its it's time. But on Friday, we'll definitely talk a lot more about the Giants head coaching situation. Hopefully by then, we won't have to talk too much about it because that would mean we would
Hopefully
have
then
wrapped
it's
things up.
I do feel it's interesting. The Giants are not tweeting out who they interview like we've seen in the past, and every other team is. So that makes me think we are really, really narrowing in on one guy.
And let's be honest, not much on Kevin Stefanski outside of that Wednesday dinner.
They had the Wednesday thing because I think it's a pivot. Because Stefanski's their pivot.
Yeah, he's their plan B. And no offense to you, Stefanski, but even though I was on board with you.
No, Stefanski was my number one until Harbaugh. And we said it on the show. Stefanski's one unless Harbaugh or Tomlin become available. Then they become one.
Yeah. I think for me, I remember when we talked about it, I was like, Stefanski was still my number one because I was so blinded by the fact oh, yeah, Harbaugh's not going to be let go. We were talking about him. If he were to be let go, then he'd be the number one candidate. But I was so deep into the thought of he's not going to be let go by Baltimore. And then when he got released, I was like, oh, all right, then. Well, and once I heard for sure that he was interested in work, or he would be excited to work with Jackson Dart and the Giants team, I'll be like, oh, I was like, oh, okay, so never mind, Stefanski, thank you, but no, thank you. We have a guy over here that's looking for a job, so. Yep. So hopefully by Friday we can come on the show and talk about Harbaugh being hired. If he gets hired live, that would be fun. Remember when what happened?
Dart was named starter live.
That's right. Yes, that was a great clip that happened. So hopefully we can repeat that, but with Harbaugh being announced the head coach, I think I'll be screaming in excitement if that happens. But with that being said, we'll see you guys back on Friday for episode 70. For now, in the meantime, you can follow us on social media. You can follow me at Nathan_124. You can follow Brian at BrianPG1016 on Twitter. And you can follow our podcast page at 3rd and 10 Podcast for all clips from our episodes. Shout out to the sponsor, SeatGeek. Use the code BellyUpSports for $20 off your first purchase. And you can find my article work, Brian's article work, and all of our other amazing podcasts and writers at BellyUpSports.com. We'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. And we hope you guys enjoyed Wildcard Weekend as much as we did. And we'll see you guys on Friday for a divisional round preview and all other things NFL. Bye.